Although a number of major cities across the US have fallen into bankruptcy, there have been some regions that have bucked the trend and have thrived in the face of the credit crisis. Minnesota's Twin City, Minneapolis-St. Paul region has a larger GDP than Ireland and Portugal and has seen its economy grow by 3.9%. But what is the recipe for the region's success?
Any cities or regions that are really focused on one industry, like we hear the stories of Detroit, primarily centered around the automobile industry. In our region, we have medicine and healthcare, a large concentration of medical technology companies, food and agribusiness. We're the Silicon Valley of food on a global scale, with 14 major headquarters of food and water-related businesses there. So, and financial services, the third largest concentration of financial services activities in the U.S. So this diversity of the economy is what has helped us be strong when the economy is strong, but also to be strong when the economy is not strong.
For starters, we have a very strong economy and more Fortune 500 headquarters per capita than any city in the United States. And we're coming out of the recession quicker than any other. Our unemployment rate of 4.9 is the lowest of any metro area in the state. So it's a strong economy, but we have very strong, stable government. During my 12 years, for instance, we paid down $240 million in debt and have rock-solid credit ratings, and more important, have really solid functioning public-private partnerships. So for business, it matters a lot to go to a place where government and business work together seamlessly.
One of the things we have is, first of all, just an amazing talent base, and that's historically been true. We have one of the most educated workforces in the entire country, if not in the globe. We have just kind of a natural entrepreneurial spirit that led to inventions like sandpaper and Post-it notes and pacemakers and all of those things. And I think I don't know if it's in the DNA or if it's in the water, but we just have an incredibly strong kind of entrepreneurial spirit that then translates into really some global leaders in many different sectors.
Minneapolis-St. Paul yields the highest per capita concentration of Fortune 500 headquarters workforce found anywhere else in the US. This includes 3M, Cargill, Ecolab, Medtronic, Best Buy, and Target. In turn, the region enjoys the lowest unemployment rate of all major economies in the US at 4.9%.
From the beginning, when we were the milling capital of the world, food has been a big area for us, and when you now take companies like Cargill, certainly, and so many others, we're the food capital of the center of the country, but increasingly we are becoming dominant in the area of water. The land of 10,000 lakes, which we are, is also the land of Pentair, which just bought Tyco from the Netherlands and forming what is really the largest global powerhouse in water, and we have many other companies in that area.
But we also have, between the Mayo Clinic and the importance of the healthcare industry, the development of the pacemaker in Minnesota, as well as the fact that Boston Scientific has more employees in the greater MSP area than it does in Boston. There are many different sectors, but a couple that are particularly important to us.
Indeed, the workforce in the region is outstanding. 93% of adults have a diploma, which is the #1 in the US, and 47% have a bachelor's or associate's degree versus a 39% US average.
And the reason why we have so many great headquarters companies in our region, Fortune 500 concentration, and also privately held companies like Cargill is headquartered there, and Carlson Companies, which owns all the wonderful Radisson hotels in the UK. They have a great educational population there to fuel the growth of those companies. So I'd say education and the workforce is the primary reason we have such a strong economy.
There have always been financial services we've provided to the heartland, but it also happens to just be a place where the workforce is very talented and globally savvy. And there's enough of a concentration of wealth that we can play a very significant financial role for the U.S.
The region is the largest financial center in the northern Midwest and has one of the highest concentrations of talent and banks in a major metropolitan area in America. It employs more than 1,507,000 workers in this industry sector, with 410 commercial banks. Combining all these factors, Minneapolis-St. Paul has intriguingly strong ties with the UK. Britain is the largest investor in Minnesota, second only to Canada.
Well, I think we were early to the game in terms of understanding the benefits of global awareness and global activity.
We've always had very strong relationships between the UK and the Twin Cities. Obviously, we have a lot of immigrants that have come from that, and then just because of our proximity to Canada, obviously they're our strongest trading partner. But we also have very strong relationships with other parts of the globe as well. We have very, very strong ties with Asia. A lot of our companies are world calling cards like 3M or Ecolab or General Mills or Cargill. You know, you go across the spectrum, and they really are in different sectors, which is what's interesting about the economy of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area.
The EU is Minnesota's third largest export market, with Germany, Belgium, the UK and the Netherlands as the state's top trading partners. Last year, Minnesota exported $4 billion to the EU, making up 20% of the state's $20.6 billion in total exports. With a US and EU free trade agreement, it looks like the land of 10,000 lakes will be one of the best places to invest in for the long term.